If you ever feel
Hello?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes,
All
yes.
right, nice. Sorry, I was a
Yeah.
few minutes late. I just happened to be creating a new live stream channel today because I didn't like it on my main channel. Let's see. So, hmm. So you said you have um an unlisted video of your arm during aim training, and you wanted to go through it, and one where you have your
Yeah, I
chair
have
high. Okay,
I have like one that's like slightly higher, one slightly lower.
let's
And
see
like
them
I've
ones.
noticed when it's like higher, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like it can be more fast and then like more controlled at that like slightly lower position.
Mm-hmm.
So there is the first one, and then
Okay.
so I'm just wondering like what is a better position to be like training with? The like
Um,
higher position, the lower
let's see
position.
the lower position before I make a decision.
All right.
Lower position, arm slightly lower. Um, that's lower. Hmm. Um,
As well as just anything, maybe my mouse grip, whether or not I'm having
uh-huh.
like diminishing because I feel like I'm getting diminishing returns with the time I'm putting into aim training right now. So I'm trying to work out how I can maximize my aim training.
Okay, so how's the rest of your posture look? Like are you able to set up the camera you use to record these and put it on the stream for me and tilt it a bit so I can see like your shoulder? Because
I kind of recorded this with my phone camera, so I don't know if
do you
I
have a
can, but
Discord account on your phone, a second Discord account by any chance? That we could make a group call
um,
between you on your computer and you on your phone, so that you can use the phone as a webcam.
I could try to do that.
All right,
Let's
nice.
see.
All right, let me
All right,
know
I
when
made
that's
the account. Let me
nice.
just send you a friend request. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Nice. You could probably just send it to yourself. Oh, all right, that works too. All right, I'm gonna add it to I'm gonna just create a group DM with Me, you, and that alt. All right, nice. So now what you can do is set up the camera on your phone so that we can see
Yeah.
the thing.
Let me
Okay.
just quickly. Yeah, I'll be back in one moment. I'll get the
No
like something.
worries.
All right, I'm back. Just
Nice.
right.
Nice.
So I'll
So,
try to sit down.
all right, nice. S-
Is that all right, or do I need it a little?
Uh,
Oh, it's got a
yeah,
little.
it's
It's
a
gone like sideways,
little
right?
far. Yeah, is there any way you could like
Let me see if I
rotate
can flip
that
that.
somehow?
Yeah. Let's see if I return it on. Does it go? Did it fix?
Not. No, it
Let's see.
doesn't seem to have. Maybe check if you can rotate. Oh, all right.
Is that better? Yeah.
Yeah, that works. That works.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Um, can you get your chair any closer to your desk?
Yeah, like this close.
That close? It's as
Hmm.
close as you can get it. All right. That's fine. That's fine. Um, try moving your hand like a couple inches back and sitting up a bit straighter. And then now try playing. Like, do something in Kovacs. I don't really care what. See how that feels. Okay. Stop for a second. Raise your chair a little bit. Get back in there. And then, how does that feel?
It feels decent. It feels different. Obviously, I haven't played like
Mm-hmm.
this before, but it feels different. Yeah.
So what I was noticing is you were kind of stretching your whole body forward, which I could feel would kind of lead to being hunched and probably a bit uncomfortable for you.
Yeah.
So what this does is it basically just lets you sit up straight. What's the words I'm looking for? And you'd have to keep your hand by keeping your hand not in the center of the mouse pad as the default position, but vertically a bit closer to your body. It lets your elbow go a bit more back towards your body, and then that would just let you sit
Hmm.
up straighter, which would make playing a bit easier, in theory. Um, and then
Okay.
hypothetically, your elbow's a bit higher than the table, but the way your arm's bending down and the way it hits the table, you're not really hovering at all. So I think that's fine. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
and
that
I
that
think I have
looks.
decent range. It
Yeah, I
looks
think that
okay,
looks
right?
good. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good.
Okay.
So yeah, if you want, you can launch up Kovacs and share that screen for me.
Sure. Can do that
Or
right
actually,
now.
first, what
Yep.
are you trying to improve at?
Well, I'm maining Valorant right now. I'm
Okay,
Ascendant. I'm trying to get
actually,
to
let's watch
Immortal
a
3.
Valorant. Let's watch a Valorant DM real quick before that from
Sure.
you. Yeah, stream that. Sorry,
No
got ahead of
worries.
myself.
Just open up my Valorant then.
Nice.
All right. Uh,
Let's see
by the way, are
this.
you good at streaming? Should I change it to 1080p instead of 1440, or is 1080 or
If your internet's fine, you can keep it at 1440. I'm just using a 1080 monitor, but like if it doesn't really matter much. It's just you might want to change it
or
because it's looking like it'll be a bit blurry. But yeah, the only real disadvantage of you streaming in 1080 is just that or the disadvantage of you being in 1440 is just that it has to send more data, so then it sometimes lowers frame rate.
I see. Okay. Well, let me know if it's like streaming at all.
It,
Like
it's it seems pretty
if
high
it looks
quality. If
bad.
you want to lower to 1080, you can. That might help. Like it's not perfect, crystal clear quality, but it's not bad. If you want to try lowering it to 1080 and seeing if that makes it better, you can.
Sure.
Thanks.
Is that better?
Let's see it. A little bit.
Or worse?
It's a little bit better. Yeah.
All right.
This is fine. But it's perfectly fine regardless. Nice.
They think they're the best until we prove them wrong.
Fight!
Try not to get shot, okay? Dog it down. Hang it up, buddy. Got ya.
You said you feel like you're hitting a plateau in your aim training?
A little bit.
What
Yeah.
what How much time have you spent aim training?
A lot, but I would say at least 3 to 500 hours. I'm
Okay.
not sure if like Kovacs, it says that I have 1,700 hours, but I think I
Yeah,
might
but
have
you
just
don't. I
left
know
it
what you. I
open.
know what you mean. I know
Yeah,
what you mean. I'm the same way. Um.
yeah,
Let's see. And what
yeah.
have you done in that time?
I've done multiple different routines, like the voltaic routines, some different Kovacs routines that like different aimers recommended. I can't remember. Recently I've been doing an Aim Labs Valorant routine, like the Avova routine,
The what
recently.
routine?
So the Avova's playlist. Yeah,
What does
yeah.
that have on it? Do you know?
It's a lot of like it has some static, some floating heads, a bit of like smoothness training, but mostly some speeds, some very small static targets. RA head click if you've heard of that, which is very like floating heads timing for
I know.
100%.
I know. That's like
Yeah.
probably my favorite floating heads variant of them all. I don't know why. Just whenever I play, it feels significantly harder, despite it not being a very small size. Might be because it's a benchmark, so you're kind of trying to go for a score. But I do enjoy it
Yeah,
anyway.
me too.
It's probably just because I focus more when I play it versus other floating heads.
I prefer RA head click over floating heads 400 as well for some reason. Like it just feel like I can convert it more into in-game than floating heads.
Yeah, I don't know why that's the case, but it's definitely, that's like, for some reason, the only type of scenario that I feel like I've noticed a major difference between aim trainers, especially with aim lab being the better one, is floating heads variants on aim labs always seem to feel better.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know
That is
why.
interesting.
I don't know why. It's just how it's been. I can't put my finger on what the issue is. It's just how it usually is.
Hmm. I see.
I might care more about my score on those ones because I'm trying them out for the first time, or I don't know.
I see. I see.
Nice. Nice.
One kill remaining.
Oh, nice.
Hmm. Anything you noticed during that deathmatch, or?
Yes, and I'll explain it in like 5 minutes. I just want to see a few Kovacs VODs to see how it translates. I don't want you overthinking the specific things I'm talking about before we start to talk about it, you know what I mean? Because it's hard to like
Yeah, yeah.
confirm what's going on. Yeah, so can you go to aim labs real quick actually first? I want to see you play RA head click. And
Yeah, yeah, sure thing, sure thing.
real
Let me
quick,
get that up.
I'm gonna send in this chat how you're gonna play it, and you're not gonna check it till after the thing, but hold on.
Are you going to assume that I'm gonna like do the thing where I like overflick and then let the target go over it?
Yep.
Yeah. I tend to do a mix of both training, like depending on how I'm feeling, but maybe one is better than the other, but I haven't really thought too
Not
much about it.
necessarily. I mean technically the way you do it is the better way to do it. it allows for much better scores, much better everything, right?
Yeah, but when
But
you're doing it the other way, it like kind of trains your tracking. Like if you undershoot it,
yeah,
then you can micro
not
correct it
even
more.
undershoot intentionally, but even just trying to shoot to it, right? I see there's like three things. If you overflick, you can wait and let it fall into your crosshair, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, like that. And if you overflick by a lot, like some of these are overflicks by a lot, some of these are overflicks by a little. If you overflick by a lot, it becomes like no reading. If you overflick by a very slight amount, it does train your ability to read moving targets more. Because when you think about it, a lot of people forget that a lot of people I find don't treat moving targets as moving targets. They treat them as like static targets that have motion, if that makes sense. Like with a static target, it stays in the same place. You don't really need to do this thing called reading, but with a moving target, you have to understand it not just as its X and Y and Z position, but also as
Yeah.
its velocities and where it will be 10 seconds from now, 5 seconds from now, all those
Mm-hmm.
things. So, yes. Um so I feel like when you go ahead of it by a decent bit, you train that to an extent, but where it's a very straight, predictable bot, it's a lot harder to train it where you just have to understand its path, not the timing of its
Bless you.
path when you go, thank you, not the timing of its path
Mhm.
when you go ahead of it versus when you land right on it. You have to understand its path and when it'll be on certain points in the task. Now, obviously, that'll make the scenario harder and lower your score, but it
Yeah.
because it adds in another skill. And then if you what's it called?
So
Go
it's
ahead.
better to do it like kind of like this.
Um, I'm not saying it's better, but it trains not even like that, but trying to land exactly on the target. I'm not gonna say it's better, but it trains a different skill. And then if you go behind it or like land on it and track it for a bit, then you'll end up training your smoothness, your ability to make smooth motions and then click on a target. And I've recommended all three to students. It really just depends on what the person's working on. And I don't think the scenarios, I think you might benefit a bit from landing on it, but I don't think the scenario is really hard enough to be the right thing for you to train on. I just wanted to see what your approach would be to it, to see if my suspicions were correct. If you know
I
what I
see.
mean.
I'm
Like, I think there's better
yeah.
scenarios that you could be working on, and I'll explain working on what I mean by that in a minute. But just here, go
Yes,
and
yeah.
show me the playlist first that you've been playing.
Yeah.
Exit
Okay.
the lobby. Um, your playlist
Where is it?
Ethos. It's right there. Ethos Valorant
No,
Warm-Up.
no, 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 not that one. This one here. Yeah.
Avova. Hezbollah. Um, scroll to the top real quick. Is it just all 5-seer hipfire extra small? Um, Vox TS, Pat circle switch, line trace, RA head click, RA head click, Valorant small flicks, reflex micro plus plus small flick. Yep. Is that all of them?
Yes, yeah. That is
Oh,
all of
and
them.
needle track.
Oh wait, no, it's got need a
Uh,
track, yeah.
show me a few of these. Let's see what the Valorant small flicks looks like. The bottom one, the
Or
21.
this one? No, wait. The
Hit,
VT1.
hit play. I just want to see what the different static scenarios look like on this because they all. Yeah, we can just start with this one. I do want to see this one.
All right.
Play it for me. Hmm. Okay, that makes sense. All right, move on. This is good. The little drop down menu, just go to the next. Vox TS, I know. Pat's TS, I know. You can just skip through those. Line trace, I know. Head click, we obviously know. Small flicks, let's see small flicks V2.
All right.
Play that. Oh, okay, so it's literally just Valorant small flicks.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Go to the next one.
Wait, oops.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Just pause and then drop down menu. And then one wall, two targets, small flicks. Would that just be probably?
Probably the same. I
Oh,
mean, I
no.
don't know if
Okay,
it's
okay.
it's very similar to the KovaaKs with one wall, two
Mm,
targets, I think, right?
all right, cool.
Except
Yeah,
those
yeah.
ones
Let's
and
see. All right, so how familiar are you with like Bardo's and like his methods?
I have looked at the Bardos pill where you like try to restart after you like miss 4 times, right? If I can recall. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
about going very slow on the micro adjustments? That part,
I've
do you feel you incorporate that more?
I try to go more for speed than accuracy
Mm-hmm.
right now because at some point I was thinking that like when I was doing it very slow, then I would play games and I just be way too slow in game. So I was trying that out for a bit. Uh, like
Mm-hmm.
I get used to like aim training very slowly, and
Mm-hmm.
then that would also make me slow in game pretty
Mm-hmm.
much. Yeah.
So basically, what I've been noticing in your gameplay was that
Mm-hmm.
you would often have like four or five micro adjustments per person. You really just could not land them, right?
Mm-hmm.
You weren't very precise, good at precise control at all. And in your
Yeah.
aim lab gameplay, what I noticed is if you sped up, you'd have a lot of micro adjustments. And if you slow down, like especially on the five sphere, your micro adjustments would be extremely slow to the point where if you tried that in Valorant, you'd probably die. Maybe you'd actually have better results than you do now just because you missed so many shots on your micro adjustments. Like most of your kills were just crosshair placement or strafing into the person.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what I'd recommend is first we get a switch, go back to KovaaKs, and I want to look at a few different scenarios that'll kind of push your ability to move your mouse precisely at a certain speed and just see what it
Okay.
looks like from there.
Sure. Sure.
Like get the fast micro approach you have in game while having the consistency you have in KovaaKs, or at least something close to that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll just see where you end up from there.
All right.
All right, so just search up when you're ready. Search up, go to online scenarios.
Being a little slow, but all right.
No worries. Search up
It
extra
loaded.
control sphere and then the letter I.
Control sphere.
Yeah, no space.
Control sphere,
Just do
like
the thing on
control
the
sphere,
yep,
capital
hit
I,
enter.
right? Like this.
Capital I, yep. It's in the middle of your screen now. It's 2.6 rated, right there.
This one, yeah.
Yep, play that.
Okay. Is there a way I should be playing this one, or
Just
should I
track
just
it.
try that?
Be smooth. It's a tracking scenario. Perfect. All right, hold on a second. I'm just gonna find a scenario I want to show you on my own KovaaKs, and then I'll tell you which one. Just gotta remember what it's
All right.
called. Will probably be another extra control sphere variant. I just gotta find it. Extra control sphere slow. All right. Type in oh, let me go back to Discord. Type in hit
Mhm.
done. Add the extra control sphere.
Mhm.
Just hit enter. Or actually type in the word slow. And then go to the 25% slower version, third from the bottom. Or you know what,
This one.
20%. Well, sorry, 20% slower. Let's do 20%. You can handle 20% slower.
Uh,
Bottom.
okay. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Play the 20% version.
All right.
Play it. Yeah, that's good. Now you might be thinking your accuracy
Mhm.
wasn't even 18%. That was a very hard scenario for you. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
It was hard for sure.
Mhm.
But I think, but that's because that's what I want you to focus on with the scenario. Like, if I want you to focus on very smooth tracking techniques, staying on the bot steadily, I'd have you on the extra control sphere 1, right? And I still might put that in your playlist a few times. But
Mhm.
what I want you to focus on is really the ability to get back on the target. And for you to focus on that, you got to have a target that's fast enough, hard enough that it consistently shakes you off, right?
Yeah.
Because when you work on
Yeah.
getting back on a target without going past it, you're also micro adjusting without over flicking onto a moving target, essentially, which will help
Mhm.
you in game with getting back onto people who are strafing. Because in game, when someone's strafing, you would either keep your crosshair still, you can't do that, and move into them. You can't do that here because you can't move here.
Yeah.
You'd let them move into your crosshair. Again, you can't do that here. Or you'd shake around violently and overflick them 20 times. And again, if you do that here, you're not going to get back on the
Yeah.
target. So
Mhm.
this time around, try to really focus on not trailing and being steady.
What's it? What do you mean by trailing?
Oh,
Like,
basically imagine the target has a shadow that's like wherever it was a second ago, that's where the target's shadow is.
okay.
Trailing is instead of accelerating to get back onto the target, you just track that shadow.
Okay, so you
So
want
if
me
you
to be
ever
like
notice you're off
not
target for an
behind?
extended period of time, then you're
Yeah,
probably trailing it because you're not getting back, because you're not pushing yourself to do the speed increase required to get back on target.
I see. Okay.
So the way you solved your trailing issue was you would have a flick whenever you noticed you were trailing, you would just flick to the target, right?
Mm-hmm.
You noticed that? So your tracking
Yeah.
almost became like a combination of flicks,
Mm-hmm.
which
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
isn't
I did
really
do that.
tracking. That's just flicking, 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 flick. The thing that differentiates tracking from like a dynamic clicking scenario where the target has infinite health is that
Mm-hmm.
the reason that tracking is not considered that is because the point is to have one steady motion that will change with the target, right? Instead of having, let me think for a minute.
Yeah. Sure thing. Sure thing.
So instead of having a combination of flicks where you're just constantly flicking to the target, getting a bit of damage, flicking to the target, getting a bit of damage, what you want to do is try and steadily, consistently move and all those things.
Okay. So like try not to make it like a flick into a micro, just like tracking. Try to keep it like a smooth motion, pretty much, right? Is that
Um,
the idea here?
I think so, yeah. Try and keep it, yeah, yes, keep it a smooth motion. Don't think of it as a combination of micros, but as one smooth motion. But also don't
Okay.
trail. Use acceleration to get yourself back on target and avoid
All right.
trailing while keeping smooth. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Is that better?
Yeah, that was a lot better. I could
Okay.
tell you were very much struggling trying to mentally balance everything. Like it was a lot to focus on, but that's fine. That was a very good run. Good job.
Okay.
Let's see. Now we're gonna do something a bit different. Hit done.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go to raw mouse control, clicking three.
Uh, what did you
Mm,
say?
Mouse
Raw
control.
mouse? Is it all one
Yeah,
thing
yeah, yeah.
or
Sorry.
control
Control. Yep,
clicking
top one.
free?
Top one. Yep.
Okay. Oh,
Move fast and just see
okay.
what happens. Nice. So this time around, replay it. You only
Mm-hmm.
have one flick and one bullet per target. You flick to the wrong spot and miss, you move on to the next target, right? That does not mean play slowly. You still want to play a bit faster, but you don't want to be re-flicking constantly to one target. You want to only do it with one flick. If you miss,
Mm-hmm.
move on. If you hit, move on. So no matter what, you're just moving on. But if you miss, very much focus on how you missed. Like if you overflicked,
Okay.
underflicked, etc. But keep
So
the
should I
speed
should I
going.
shoot if I miss anyway, right? Like
If you
shoot if
want. You should probably just be shooting no matter what, yeah, because you're assuming you're gonna hit. And keep the speed going. You can keep your speed going. You're just only allowed one flick.
I see. Okay. Okay. Oh my god.
It's fine. It's an exercise, not a high score technique.
I see. So I'm like relying too much on in general, I'm probably relying too much on my like initial flick and not relying enough on my micro adjustments from looking at this. Should I try again?
I
Should I
would say,
change
okay,
anything?
so yes, I would say a lot of your initial flicks are actually a lot better than your micro adjustments, right?
Mm-hmm.
One, you just struggle with like the small angle motion. That's fine. People do that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
your 5 sphere technique on the aim lab scenario actually really surprised me where you would initial flick in a way where you wouldn't even have to micro adjustment probably 2/3 of the time. That was odd, but you were most accurate honestly when you just crosshair placemented and then just clicked and never had to aim. So
Yeah.
that's why you're what are you immortal 2 right now?
No, I'm Ascendant one,
Oh,
Ascendant
okay.
one,
You
but
said you wanted to hit
yeah.
immortal 3, so I just assumed you were one below that for some reason. It's fine. But that's why you're like
No
whatever
worries.
you are because you can crosshair placement. But yeah, if you basically there's two ways you can play Kovac scenario, right? You can play for it's like an exercise and I don't even have a word for the other one, like a attempt at an actual run, I guess you'd call it. If you're just using it as an exercise, you wouldn't use the optimal technique for score. You would just use some
Uh-huh.
technique that solves whatever issue you're having. In this case, your
Yes,
micros
yes.
aren't very accurate and well thought out. So what we're trying to do is get you to see how your micros miss instead of immediately just going back and compensating with 3 more micro adjustments. You're just stopping and you're
Yeah.
understanding that it missed, how it missed, and then you're moving on to the
Yes.
next one. So this one, it's all about how much you get out of the scenario is all in how much focus you put into the micro adjustments you miss. That's all that matters.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you also got to maintain speed.
Oh my god. This is difficult for me. Like I'm like my habit of like if I miss trying to like re-hit the target is like it's like I want to do it, but
Yeah, and
yeah.
it's not wrong to do that if you're trying to get a high score. And this it kind of is wrong to do it if you're trying to get a high score. Like this probably would be a high score
Mhm.
technique at a top level where you can maintain a higher accuracy while maintaining some speed. But at your level,
Mhm.
it's definitely not a high score technique.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but where was I going with this? Like an analogy would be you ever been to a gym before? You ever work out in a gym?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
try and get so if you like take say half your max on bench and then you do that for 10 reps every day, you honestly might get weaker because
Of
you're not
course,
that's
yeah.
not challenging you. If you do that, but if you do it if you like push yourself and constantly make like the difficulty harder, you'll find you get a lot stronger a lot faster, right?
Of course, yeah, yeah.
And
Progressive
then
overload, pretty much.
exactly
And you
like
want
you
to do the
push
same thing
yourself
with
like
aiming?
it it's different because you're not training muscles, you're training the brain, but having
Hmm.
a lot of focus and that feeling of overwhelmedness that I'm sure you were feeling on the past few scenarios, that will
Yeah.
help you the same way like pushing yourself too far in the gym helps you. Like
Hmm.
or pushing yourself hard. Like the point is you just want to push yourself to your limits and improve that way. So that like feeling of almost being overwhelmed on on the scenario that I'm pretty sure you're feeling is good.
Yeah. Okay.
That like
Okay.
mental energy you're expending, that's a good thing. You want to be like putting out mental energy. So let's see, how long do you aim train in a day on average? In the past seven
Well,
days, how much have you played per day?
somewhere between 30 to 60 minutes per day, and then I do like 5 to 10 death matches per day as well,
Okay.
usually. Yeah.
What's all right, hold on. Let me just create a playlist. 30 minutes, you say? All right, there's a few more scenarios I want to look at with you. So let's go
Hmm.
to one wall, five targets, passive.
One
Or let's
wolf,
go to
five
one wall, five
targets.
targets, passive, small. So just type in passive space small. Just you can just type in passive space small. Top one.
All right. I don't know if I think I've done passive. I don't know if I've done passive small before. Okay, no, I
Yeah,
haven't. All right.
it'll be a relatively hard scenario for you. Remember the extra control sphere?
Yeah.
Imagine each of these as an extra control sphere. You don't try to trail it, you just get on it. But instead of tracking it, the second you're on it, you just click and move on. Like the instant you get on it.
Okay.
That last one was good. So you don't want to be trailing them or tracking. You don't want to be trailing the bots. You just want to get on them fast and then click them.
Hmm.
Try to also only use one bullet per target. If you miss, then just move on to the next target.
Okay. Okay. Should do it again?
No, that was
Or
good. That was good. You got
all right.
the technique down. That's all that we needed. One wall
All right.
five
All right.
targets, pass too small. Let me just do one quick thing. Go to one wall six targets small now. If you just hit the gray X or whatever color it is for you, it'll be the fifth scenario down, most likely.
Almost 6 targets small, yeah?
Or yeah, play it.
Yeah.
Try to go a bit faster on the initial flicks and then land the micros. Nice. Go a bit faster on the initial flicks. Try not to have any of the micros be as shaky and as like wrap-aroundy around the bot, if you know what I mean. Like where you kind of
Okay.
like wrap around the bot almost, where you'll over flick it and then your micro will be like
Like,
it's like what's a whirlpool. It's like the target's a whirlpool and your crosshair like kind of like swirls around it and then gets on it. You had a few of those, try to avoid those. And yeah, other than that, it
okay.
was pretty good. And try and have fast initial flicks. And that won't be a huge part of your routine. So I'll make the routine 30 minutes long, and then on days you play 60, you can play it twice.
All right.
Uh, and you said you did 30 to 60 minutes a day every day?
Roughly every day, yeah.
Almost okay. We'll give this 10 minutes of your time. This can be 5 minutes, okay, and then so 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hmm.
Let me just do some math real quick. 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14, 18, 19, 23. Oh, wait, no. 14.
All good?
Yeah, I'm just figuring out how many more scenarios I gotta add to your routine. Or not more scenarios, but like more reps of different scenarios so it fits 30 minutes. Um, oh, that's 6. 20, 25. Okay. So let's go 27, 28, 29, 30. All right, so I just whipped together this playlist for you. It uses a lot of the different scenarios we went through in this. I'll go back to our normal DMs. All right, so that is the playlist. What I want you to do in it is for raw mouse control clicking 3 variants. There's 3 of them. There's a smaller one and one that only has 1 target, so you also have to react to the new target location. Um,
Okay. Yeah.
Click once per bot. Um, have accurate flicks. In the 1 target version, you obviously have to kill the bot before there's another target. So just reset yourself after misses, mentally reset yourself. So like acknowledge the miss, take like a brief mental pause to acknowledge it, and then flick to the bot again, right? Because in the 1 target
Hmm.
version, you obviously can't just move on to the next target. There's only 1 of them.
Yeah.
Have accurate but fast flicks. Try to have try to have accurate but fast flicks, period. Some will miss for speed. That's fine. Uh and then in extra control sphere variants, just try and quickly get back on target without sacrificing smoothness. In passive small, try to treat the bot like an extra control sphere, but um click once you're on it. Quickly get back on target. Slash do not don't track bots. Click once per bot. And then the last scenario would be 106 target small, 1W6TS. Click fast. Make clean micro adjustments that aren't slow but aren't circular. Does that sound good? Do you understand everything on that
Yes.
list? All right, cool. So
Uh,
you see
how do I
why I've
get this
done.
playlist then?
Yeah, that's the share code. You know how to use share codes, right?
No, I haven't used these before.
Okay,
How do
so
I do that?
so copy that little code I sent you, the Kovacs roaming
Go back.
viscous BSP or whatever,
Yeah.
and then just see where it says enter playlist share code at the bottom. Just click that,
Oh,
and then
okay. Oh,
you wanted it automatically paste when you click it search.
it's online playlist tabs. Okay. So I wrote that. Uh,
See it right below CS:GO?
I, okay. Great.
It's your
I see it.
scenarios. Yeah, and then if you download it to local playlists, and then yeah, now under local playlists, it's right there. It's the only playlist. And if you play it,
Great.
it's just a bunch of the scenarios we've been over. You've seen well, and then you can play it on shuffle mode so that it stays interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you have any other questions for me you wanted to get over?
Is my mouse grip fine then for this for this? I
Yeah, I didn't
think
see anything wrong. Yeah, it looks fine to me. I didn't see anything wrong with
okay.
it from the start.
Awesome.
Um, yeah, anything else? Any other questions you wanted to get asked or get
Um
through?
I think that's it. Like it's fine for me to do the whole thing where I'm just because like I prefer to train my aim like solely in aim trainers, so I'll just follow this and
Mm-hmm.
then I think in deathmatch I'll still focus on my crosshair placement because I
Okay.
think that's more
Okay.
better. But if you think that
No,
the
no,
other
no, that's
way,
fine. That's
like you
fine. That's
think is
fine. That's fine.
all right,
Balance.
yeah, I appreciate it. Uh,
No problem.
so
Glad you.
I just keep trying to do this playlist every day and micro adjustments should improve right over time pretty much,
Yeah,
right?
you will have to focus on them in game when you do have to make them, right? If you do
Right.
what you did, like remember on your old routine where you what's it called? You would not make you'd make your micro adjustments all very slow on the aim lab
Yeah.
routine, so you
Yeah.
wouldn't really have any actual, what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say skill, but you wouldn't have any, you wouldn't be applying your aim training to the game. You do a very slow
Mhm.
micro adjustment in the aim trainer and flick around every target in the game. So if you don't try to apply it to the aim to the game, it probably won't help much.
Okay.
But yeah,
I should try to do like a couple of death matches where at least where I'm trying to like get those like fast micro adjustments into my playstyle pretty much, right?
mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. I'll
Yeah,
keep
you
that in
want to try
mind. I
and get
can
fast, accurate micro adjustments into your playstyle.
all right. I'll do that then. Yeah.
All right, we'll be in touch.
Yeah, thank you very much,
Yeah, no
man.
problem.
I
Let me
appreciate it
know.
a
Let
lot.
me know how you improve. Thank you. Bye.
start the engine sometime soon, Erica?
Live and stream. Am I still live? I am still live. That is funny. I left and now I'm back. Hold up. Hold up. Is my microphone? Yeah. Surprised there's no concurrent viewers. And